Plaxico Burress, he's a wide receiver for the Giants. He caught the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl last year that everyone watched. If you didn't watch it, you should have watched it because it was the best Super Bowl I've ever seen. So lately, he went to a nightclub he wasn't gonna, by the way, this is early in the week before their last weekend game, which he wasn't going to play in anyway. He had a hamstring injury. So before the Week 14 game, he was out at a club in New York and shot himself in the thigh, in the right thigh, I believe it was. So it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He went to the hospital and everything. And, that's happened before. Call him a bunch of names, call him idiot, call him stupid. But the thing was, it was an unregistered gun, a concealed weapon. All these things are coming down on him. And it's a mandatory 3-year jail term for that in New York. And isn't Bloomberg still the mayor out there?
Yes, he is.
He came on saying he doesn't want any kind of preferential treatment, same as anyone else. He should get his time. And so he's going through this whole thing right now. That's his first problem. Now it's the concealed weapon or the unregistered gun charge he has on him now. Now the Giants have, a couple days later, they've suspended him because, first of all, afterwards the doctors already said that the gunshot wound would keep him off for 4 to 6 weeks, and that's going to end the regular season anyway. And so they put him on a non-football injury list, which means he also can't play in the playoffs. So his season's over, is what it is. So he can't play for the rest of the regular season or the playoffs. And people are also speculating he's probably done with the Giants altogether because he's had a couple other off-the-field problems, and they're kind of shaking up the locker room. That's always the thing people worry about is whatever off-field problems he's having, it's going to mess up the team who's doing so great. They're trying for their second back-to-back or their back-to-back world champion status. So right now he's out and he's done. So there's all this criticism coming towards him.
Bloomberg's saying that he's got to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Yes.
Apparently 90% of people who are charged with accounts similar to Plaxico Burress plead it down or make some sort of deal and don't get the full extent of the law. So if he gets the same treatment everyone else does, he should get a minor penalty, much less than the so-called minimum sentence, because they would actually convict him on a lesser count. So, Boomer can talk tough all he wants, but what he's really saying is he wants to make an example out of Plaxico Burress, not give him equal treatment to all the other infractors.
That's what it sounds like. And I'm not sure if Bloomberg he's trying to be this, or he has this legacy of, a hardcore on crime or anything like that.
I don't.
Or
that's not one of his
guns,
big sticks.
Or maybe he's
guns is one of his things. Yes.
Okay, so maybe he's trying to just
solidify that reputation
and use this big name story as an example.
All right, as a sports fan, which I am, but less and less so every year, I always hate these off-the-field stories. If you go to the sports page any day, not just this week, more than half of the stories are about shit that's off the field and not relevant to the game. And they won't cover that adjustment that the Giants made in the middle of the third quarter that stifled the defense for the rest of the game. They never cover that. They just cover all this crap that happens off the field. Now, this is a big story, I know, and we're talking about it. But since we're talking about it, I want to take the opportunity to express my opinion that sports should cover sports more. And I get really annoyed at the Giants and the NFL so image conscious that they now have to suspend him effectively for the rest of the year. If he broke the law should take care of that. Why can't he play football? What is this image thing? The Giants should let him play. He probably can't with the injuries, but leaving that aside, I get really annoyed that the Giants and the NFL have to protect their image and therefore suspend Plaxico for the rest of the season. Are you with me, JR?
It's one of the things I always complain about, and they always revert to, we don't want to not hurt the kids, but we don't leave a bad impression on the kids.
Yeah, it's about the kids.
And some people like to always say, with the NBA they say this, there's a bunch of thugs playing in the NBA. So then automatically David Stern, who's the commissioner of the NBA, is petrified of hearing anyone say that, even if it's just idiots online on the comments section. So they just go crazy, and the next thing is they want to go so far as to prove that that's not what they're cultivating. They're not cultivating an environment of thugs in our league. They go crazy about it, and they go over the top and say we're going to punish them to this. It's our business, it's our league. We can have in who we want, and if they break this rule, we can do that. But you know what? Come on. I think it's completely ridiculous, and they do it all the time.
Yeah. Well, Barkley Charles Barkley years ago when he was still a Republican had the definitive word, and he said if I am the role model for their kids, then these parents are doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And he's right.